Hello. Decided to go for a walk today because it's a relatively beautiful day, and sorry that my face is quite pale because at the time I was recording it's 9 degrees in the morning. So I thought I'd do a video of a little comparison about the difference between France and Singapore. Let me see if I can find a place to sit. Okay, never mind, I'm just gonna walk. So one difference I find about France and Singapore is that the working hours in France is much shorter. So we work for 35 hours for the week instead of Singapore 44 hours. And also when you are not working here in France, as in on your day rest, they don't call you up, they don't ask if you're available. If there's any problems that you might have done at work, they will leave it until you come to work and let you know about it. So that's kind of nice. The other thing is healthcare and insurance. It's a card that is called Carte Vitale. I'm still waiting for mine. Here in France, it is mandatory and it's automatic that you get a certain amount of money deducted from your salary that goes into your insurance. And insurance is important because it pays for about 70% of your doctors and medicine or medications that you have to take, provided you go to a established like a public doctor, not a private practice. So you just end up paying 30% of it. There's also an additional insurance that you can get that helps you cover the other 30%. So in a way, your healthcare can be free here. And it covers from having a cold to if you need to do major surgeries. So as long as you've got this insurance. Education. So public education here is free. You pay quite a bit when it's private. Same thing from primary school to tertiary studies. Except that when you're university and you're French, sometimes you don't pay anything. Or at most you pay about 2 to maybe 400 per semester. So that's good. The downside to that is you actually do pay quite a lot of tax. So in a way that as long as you are a working person who is single, you actually get quite a lot deducted from your salary, because you will be paying for the retirement of other people, you'll be paying for the education for other people. The amount of tax gets lowered when you are, for example, a single mother, you are married with kids, where you stay. And this is another thing which, kind of begrudged a lot of French people, but it works for some other people, is that sometimes you get to live for free. So in a sense that you rent a house and you are unemployed and you've got kids, the state will pay for your day-to-day living by giving you like a monthly sum until you get back on your feet. The thing is, some people get more money from that. So when you work, you may be getting like maybe 1,800 for the month, but if you don't work and you rent a place, you've got kids, sometimes you end up getting 2,000 euros for free, for not working, for not doing anything. There have been talks about changing that because it's a little unfair, and it's but then of course people who are benefiting from it, they don't want that to change because it works for them. And then when it comes to social life, I think like anywhere in the world, people sometimes go to the bars, they would hang out with their friends, go out for dinners at each other's places. In a small town like where I'm living, there are not that many shopping centers. In fact, I don't think there are any big shopping centers. The nearest one is about 30 minutes away by train, and it's like the one big shopping center that almost everybody kind of in this area go to. And the thing is on public transport, so here in France it really depends on where you live as independent on the city, because the bus system, the tramway system, the local taxi systems are different from town to town. Just to give you an example, so here in Thionville we have a bus, but to get tickets for the bus you can only purchase it at the town center, and you get a card that you tap when you board the bus. But in the next town where the shopping center is, there is a booth that you can just buy a card and you can pay for either 1 rides, 2 rides, or even like a monthly concession. Same goes for taxis. They have a certain parameters. Buying food or ordering food rather. So here there's mostly Uber Eats, and a lot of people use Uber Eats to order food. Apparently it's a phenomenon that didn't exist prior to the pandemic, but since the pandemic a lot of people are ordering food via Uber Eats. I guess lastly then it's on the cost of living. So generally when you're not living in a big city like Paris, everywhere else is pretty much affordable. So to give you an example, like a house that you see behind there, they can go for about 250,000 euros. But for that same house in Paris can cost you about 1 million. So because of the cost of living that is lower, the income matches that. That was a bit of a surprise or a bit shock for me, because you know I'm so used to earning a certain amount back in Singapore, but to get a portion of that, it's I think one last thing that I kind of really enjoy being here is to be around nature. So as you can see around me, there are a lot of parks like these. There are a lot of natural forest, and where we're living in and it's just about 20 to 30 minutes drive at most, and we will just walk and trek forest, breathe in fresh air, hunt for mushrooms. Now is the season for mushrooms, just to kind of get away from the heat when it's the summer. Okay, so that's all. I'm gonna head home now because it's getting a bit cold and I also gotta get ready for work. So till next time, ciao ciao.